In this video, I'm going to talk about the different ways to join a Microsoft Teams meeting. You got a poor internet connection? Or perhaps you are driving your car and want audio access to that meeting. Worry no more. In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure audio conferencing in Microsoft Teams. Now this means you can call a landline number in your country and join that Microsoft Teams meeting. Sounds interesting? Continue watching. Let me start by saying that companies are seeing fewer borders and they are taking advantage of the expertise from all over the world. Over 30% of US-based conference calls have international numbers. Also, workers have more flexibility in their communications than ever. Now, more than 40% of responders regularly connected to conference call on the go via their mobile devices. In a shocking statistics, 25% of employees take calls on the toilet or bathrooms. Now, Microsoft Teams is gaining momentum recently, specifically with the latest event with COVID-19 and the remote working culture that is now being shaped faster than ever. In fact, 89 of the Fortune 100 are using Microsoft Teams now, and it is the fastest growing business app in Microsoft whole history due to its simplicity, modern user experience, and do you know what? It just works as advertised. Now, Teams, or Microsoft Teams, has many features, but here I want to focus on the conferencing experience in Microsoft Teams. You can invite people inside or outside your company with Microsoft Teams. And you have 3 ways to join a conference that is created by Microsoft Teams. First, if you have a Microsoft Teams desktop application on your machine or even on your mobile device, then you can join the conference using both audio and video. Now, if you invite someone to a Microsoft Teams meeting and the recipient does not have the Teams app, he can still click on the meeting invite link and use any browser to join the meeting. Again, people who you invite to your Microsoft Teams meeting don't need to have the Microsoft Teams application. Let me show you how it looks like to join a Microsoft Teams meeting with a browser. In this demo, here is a meeting invite that I received from someone outside my organization. So I'm a guest, I'm outside that organization, and I'm being invited to a conference that was scheduled from someone in another organization. I can click on the Join Microsoft Teams meeting. I don't have the Microsoft Teams application on my machine, but I still can join using a browser, in this case, Chrome. I will click here to allow Chrome to access my mic and camera, since this is an audio and video experience. And as you can see, I am now joining the meeting, the Microsoft Teams meeting, as a guest. And the experience looks the same as if I have the Microsoft Teams desktop application. Now, the third way to join a Microsoft Teams meeting is by dialing in a conference using a landline number. Once I dial that number, I need to enter the conference ID that is available on the meeting invite, and then I will have the full audio experience in that meeting. This feature is called Microsoft Teams audio conferencing. This becomes a popular way to join meetings. For example, if you are running late for a meeting and you want to join while driving in your car by dialing into a conference, you might have a bad internet connection, for example, and you can't hear well what other people are saying in the conference. So you can dial in that conference and have the audio part of the meeting delivered to you using your cell phone. You might be walking, driving, or in a place without a laptop and you want to join a meeting quickly, so you can, of course, dial into that conference. Or perhaps your company already invested in a non-Microsoft conferencing room system, and your conferencing system supports dialing in to a conference where you have big speakers in the room. This might be a good time to dial in a Microsoft Teams conference that was sent to you. Now, Microsoft maintains a list of toll service numbers around the world for joining Teams conferences by calling one of those numbers. You can find the complete list of those toll numbers on Microsoft documentations. Check the video description for the link to that article. I'm just showing a couple of them for demonstration purposes. So if you have Microsoft Teams license and the audio conferencing add-on, then whenever you send a Teams meeting invite, the meeting invite will contain a link to join the meeting using the Teams app or a browser, but also the full list of toll numbers as another option to join the meeting by calling a landline. And by doing so, you will have an audio experience to that meeting. So if I sent a meeting invite to someone in Los Angeles and that person wants to join the conference by calling one of those toll numbers, he can dial the Los Angeles toll number and join the meeting using his cell phone. Or if that person that you are inviting lives in Cape Town and he wants to dial in your conference, he can call the Cape Town toll number and he, of course, will be asked to enter the conferencing ID and he will be joining your conference. Again, this slide only shows portion of Microsoft Teams toll numbers. Now the person who is dialing into one of those numbers will be charged for that call. So for the person in Los Angeles who calls the Los Angeles toll number, he will be charged as if he is calling a local number in the city. Now from licensing perspective, and this is very important, to have the option to send a meeting invite with a list of toll numbers so that you can give people you invite the option to dial in your conferences, you need a Microsoft Teams plan license, which is included in many plans like the Business Premium, the E3 and the E5, and you also need the Microsoft 365 audio conferencing add-on. Now this add-on is the key license that allows you to have people dialing in conferences you schedule. So you need two things, the Microsoft Teams plan and the audio conferencing add-on. So let's step back and go to the basics. There are two types of toll numbers. What we saw so far are the service toll numbers. They are provided by Microsoft in many countries. As I showed you before, when invitees call these service toll numbers, they pay for the calling charges and you as an inviter will not pay for these calling charges. This is why it is important to have a local service number for invitees to call a local number and not an international one, or else they will be charged for an international call. Now, free toll numbers are numbers you assign to your Microsoft Teams conference bridge. And when invitees call this number, they are not paying for any calling charges. Instead, you as an inviter, your organization, will pay for those calling charges. The way you are going to do that is by purchasing a communication credits in Microsoft Office 365 Admin Center. Here is how it works. You are John and you have both Microsoft Teams plan and you have purchased the audio conferencing add-on and assign it to your user in the Office 365 Admin Center. When you open Outlook and schedule a Teams meeting, your invitees will get an invitation link. They can click on it and join using the Teams desktop or mobile app or using a browser as we saw. Now they will also get a toll service number. By default, in my case, it is a UK number. So if the invitee, or Steve in this case, lives in UK, he can join your meeting by calling that number and he will be charged as if he is doing a local call in the country. Or if Steve lives in Sydney, for example, he wants to dial in the conference and he don't want to call the UK number since he will be charged for the international call. He can still click Find a Local Number in the meeting invite and search for a service toll number in Sydney, and if he finds one, he can dial in. Remember that the Find Local Number link displays the service toll numbers that Microsoft maintains as we saw previously. Also remember that Steve or the invitee are the one who's paying for calling charges when dialing into the conference. Now, what if Steve lives in the UAE, for example, in Dubai? There is no Dubai number in the Find Local Number link, so Microsoft does not maintain or provide a service toll number in UAE. What John can do is to assign a toll-free number to his Microsoft Teams tenant or the conference bridge. Now, when John schedules a meeting, his meeting invite includes the UAE toll number. Now Steve can call that toll-free number and join the meeting. Now Steve, who lives in Dubai, can call that toll-free number in UAE and join the meeting. Now the important thing is to notice that John is going to pay for this call that Steve made to the UAE toll-free number. This is why it is called toll-free, because invitees, people like Steve, will not pay for any calling charges. John is going to pay for those charges. And the mechanism for John to pay for those calls to his UAE toll-free number is by buying a communication credits in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So here I am in the Office 365 Admin Portal. I will go to Billing, Purchase Services, and search for Conferencing. You will see this item, which is Microsoft 365 E5 without audio conferencing. Please don't click on it. Instead, go here to the add-ons category, and this is what we are looking for. The Microsoft 365 audio conferencing that enables user to dial in a number to join meeting or dial out to bring participants into meeting. It is $4 per user per month. Remember, you only need this add-ons for people who you want to have this option, not necessarily everyone in your organization. Let me complete the purchase, and here we go. Now that I got that add-on, let me assign it to my user account by going to active users, and just to show you, I already have a Microsoft Teams plan assigned to me. Now let's go to the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. And here we go. First of all, under Meetings, notice that I don't have the Conference Bridges option yet. If I go to Users and then click on My User, you can also see that I don't have a lot of options to configure here. Now let's go to Phone Numbers under the Voice section. You can see it is empty. I don't have any toll numbers yet. The trick is that you need to wait up to 24 hours after adding your first Microsoft 365 audio conferencing add-on. Now, after 24 hours, I'm logging in again to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and then to Microsoft Teams Admin Center, and under Meeting, I can now see the Conference Bridge under the Meetings section, and here are the full list of Microsoft Teams toll numbers available for me. Those are the numbers that will be available for people to join the conferences I schedule. I can configure the Conference Bridge settings, as you can see here, like the entry-exit announcement type, and this is mainly like when someone joins the conference, Microsoft Teams will announce this to all other attendees. Now notice that there is a default toll number, which is the London toll number. And this is the default number that will appear on all my Microsoft Teams conference invites. Now if I go to Users and then search for my user, I can see now that I have a lot of options, including the default toll number that we saw. Note also that I have audio conferencing and it's on. Now back to my Outlook. Let's schedule a new Microsoft Teams meeting. You can quickly find out that the invite is now different. I have this London toll number part of my invite, so people in London can join this meeting by dialing this local London number, or they can click on local numbers to find a number in their country, and they will be presented with this page. So if they are in Canada, they can dial this local Toronto number. To find out if your country supports toll numbers, go to this page in Microsoft Documentation and click Country and Region Availability for Audio Conferencing and Calling Plans. In my case, I live nowadays in the United Arab Emirates, so I will search for UAE. I can see that audio conferencing is available for purchase in my country, and dial-out capability is also available and requires communication credits. Here I can also find out that phone system is also available for purchase, but calling plans are not. But this is not what we are looking for. We are interested in toll numbers availability, which is in this case is no. Now don't give up easily if you find that there is no toll numbers available in your country. First of all, and mark my words, contact your Microsoft account manager in your country and ask them if there is a toll number that is available in your country and not listed in this list. Sometimes Microsoft might have a couple of toll numbers in your country, but this page is not fully updated. The other option is to use toll-free numbers instead of toll numbers. In my case, in the United Arab Emirates, toll-free numbers are indeed available. So let's go back to Microsoft 365 admin portal. Under billing, purchase services, search for communications, and then click add-ons category and choose communication credits. I will only add $20 in my case, and I have the option for auto charge. Now the reason why we are interested in communication credits because you need to have communication credits in your tenant, even if it's $20, before purchasing or assigning a toll-free number. These $20 will be used for two things. One, for people dialing in a conference using any of my toll-free numbers that I will assign to my tenant, or to be accurate to my conference bridge in Microsoft Teams. Second, if someone is already in a conference and he wants to invite someone by calling his phone number from within Microsoft Teams meeting itself. Now that outgoing call is going to be consumed or charged from those $20 in the communication credits. Now that we have both the audio conference add-on and the communication credits, the Microsoft Teams admin portal will allow us to add a toll-free number. Now without purchasing a communication credit, you will not be able to add a toll-free number to your tenant. To do that, let's go to phone numbers and click add. Let me search for a UAE very quickly. Here we go. Then in the number type, click dedicated conference bridge toll-free. Dedicated means that this number is not shared between different Office 365 tenants. Area code is 800 in my case, quantity is 1, and I will give it an order name and description and hit next. And now Microsoft assigned me a toll-free UAE number. Now this number is now available under voice, phone numbers as unassigned. Now what this means? This means that I need to assign it to my conference bridge. That toll-free number is available in my tenant, but not assigned to my conference bridge in Microsoft Teams. So to do that, I'm going to Meetings, Conference Bridge. I will click Add. Usually you will see the toll-free number here, and you just click Add. In my case, I already added that number, and here it is. The number type is toll-free, and it is in UAE. If I click on that number, I can change the default language, so if someone calls this number, it will greet him in Arabic. I will change that to English. Now let's go back to phone numbers under voice. The toll-free number status is now assigned, and the assignment referred to the conference bridge. Now under my user account, if we go there, I have now a toll phone number which defaults to the UK toll service number and a toll-free UAE number. I can edit my settings, and here I have an audio conferencing enabled with a service toll number, and I can change the default one I get from here. I also have the option to include toll-free number on my meeting request and choose what toll-free number my user gets when I schedule a meeting. And in order to save my communication credits from being consumed, I can restrict where this user can dial out. Now let's go back to Outlook. I have a meeting invite I've just created, and here you can see that invitees can join the meeting by clicking the link and use the desktop or mobile app or even a browser. They can dial in the meeting by calling this UK number or find a local number. Remember that those are service numbers. So if someone calls this number, I'm not going to pay anything and my communication credits will not be consumed unless someone calls this toll-free number. Now, if someone is inside a Microsoft Teams meeting, they can click on meeting details, and if the voice quality is not good, they can dial in the conference by calling the UK toll number or find a local number, or even call that toll-free number. When they do that, they will be asked for a conference ID, which is displayed here. I can also invite people to the conference by dialing their phone number right there. And Microsoft Teams will call them on their phone and join them to the meeting using voice. Of course, my communication credits money will be used in that case. And finally, let me conclude with that. It's very important to monitor the usage of your communication credits. To do that, go to Microsoft Teams Admin Center, Legacy Portal, and under Reports, PSTN Usage Details. You can see the phone number, which is the toll-free number, the invitee phone number, it is a conference call, and the invitee is in UAE, and it is a domestic call. And that call was to a toll-free number. You can also find out the duration of this call, which is the duration of the call where the invitee is calling the toll-free number. It is 16 minutes, and it costs me $6.37, which are consumed from my communication credits. I want to add last thing. If your organization is using Office 365 and you purchase the licenses, the Office 365 licenses, through a CSP partner, okay? So that partner, if you want to add any new license like the communication credits or the Microsoft audio conferencing add-on, you usually ask your partner, your CSP partner, to add those licenses. Now, the tricky part is that CSP partners cannot add communication credits to your tenant. Currently, at the time of recording this video, CSP partners cannot add communication credits to your tenant. This means that you cannot create toll-free numbers and add it to your Teams conferencing bridge. Now, there is a trick, there is a way that I use to do this. So for customers who are using a CSP partner to purchase licenses, in order for you as a customer to add communication credits to your tenant, you need to log in by yourself to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center using an admin account, of course, and then go and purchase one Microsoft 365 E5 license. Just purchase it using your credit card. Now, immediately after you purchase that license, you can search for communication credits add-on. It will appear because your tenant recognizes that you purchase that Microsoft 365 E5 license not through a CSP, but using Microsoft Direct, using your credit card without contacting your CSP partner. So when you search now for the communication credits add-on, you will see it and you will be able to purchase communication credits directly and it will be charged with your credit card. Now, after you purchase the communication credits, you can then quickly disable or remove the Microsoft 365 E5 license that you purchase using your credit card. And since you only purchase that one E5 license for not more than 24 hours, you will not be charged for anything for that one license. The whole trick is that you want to make sure that Microsoft 365 portal allows you to purchase communication credits. And to do that, again, you go to Office 365, you purchase one E5 Microsoft 365 license using your credit card, and then you immediately go and search for communication credits, you add communication credits to your tenant, and then you can remove the E5 license that you purchase. All those can happen in 1 hour. And again, this is because CSP partners cannot add communication credits to their customers. So I hope that trick makes sense and help you to get that communication credits that is needed to add toll-free numbers in your tenant. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. Thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.